I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it.
Welcome to Home Talent League Baseball in Stoughton tonight as the Stoughton Merchants take on the Cottage Grove Firemen. And a ground ball toward second. We'll get lineups for you starting up here in just a moment. That was James Cullison who grounded out to the Stoughton second baseman, Leighton Hart. And now we have Dylan MC up to bat for the Cottage Grove Firemen. Cottage Grove 0-1 on the season, lost 12-7 to Stoughton back on the 1st of June, and this first pitch is fouled off, and it is strike one. Top of the first inning, one out for Cottage Grove. The Merchants 1-1 on the season. They lost to Fort Atkinson 11-1 on May 25th, and they beat Cottage Grove 12-1, as you mentioned, on June 1st. So swing and a miss, strike two. No balls and two strikes to number 13, Dylan, for the Cottage Grove Firemen. One out, and the 0-2 pitch is called strike three. So two gone for Cottage Grove here in the top half of the first inning. Seymour is the pitcher for the Merchants tonight. Brady Killer is the batter now for Cottage Grove. Two gone, top half of the first. And Seymour winds and delivers the first pitch way up high, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Two gone, top of the first inning from Norse Park in Stoughton. Next pitch a little bit low, 2-0. Two-0 pitch, kick, and delivers right down the heart of the plate, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Brady Killer, the third baseman for Cottage Grove, is the batter at the moment. And the 2-1 pitch on its way, checked his swing, but a called strike anyway. It's now 2-2. So 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Defense is ready, and the 2-2 pitch on its way is fouled off, and the count stays 2-2. Derek Rice is on deck for the Firemen should Brady get aboard somehow. 2-2 pitch coming again. Curveball in there, called strike three. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and that is a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for the Stoughton defense, and we head to the bottom half of the first inning now with Cottage Grove nothing and Stoughton coming up. Nice to have you along with us for Merchants Baseball here tonight on WSTO. And for the Merchants, it will be Caleb Hurst starting things off, and then Connor Blaney. Joel Timpson will bat third. Jason Brewer is batting fourth. Alex Johnson bats fifth. Ed Jelinski bats sixth. Then Carson Hansen, Roger Cardenas, and Leighton Hart. And then Eric Venegas is the extra hitter. So that is a look at the Stoughton lineup on this Thursday night. Again, the Merchants 1-1 on the Thursday night league. They lost to Fort Atkinson 11-1 on May 25th, and then they beat Cottage Grove 12-1 back on June the 1st. Derek Rice is the pitcher for the Cottage Grove Firemen. And the throw will go down to second, and we'll get the bottom half of the first inning underway. Norse Park, set in a residential neighborhood here on the northeast-ish side of Stoughton. Houses and all around, and just past the outfield fence. And the first batter for Stoughton is Caleb Herbst in this ball game. And the first pitch to him is low and away. I think he did call it a strike, so it's 0-1. No balls, one strike. Next pitch. That one is low, and it's now 1-1. Again, Derek Rice, the pitcher for Cottage Grove here tonight. There's a strike on the outside corner, now 1-2 to Herbst, the right fielder for the Merchants. And the 1-2. Nicked him, as a matter of fact, and so he's hit by the pitch. So a runner on board for Stoughton, and now Connor Blaney, the left fielder, is the batter. First pitch to him is a little high and outside, perhaps, and it's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first for Stoughton, batting in the bottom of the first inning. Next pitch fouled off into the trees and across the street. And it's 1-1. Almost a completely new field here at Norse Park. 1-1 pitch, late swing and a miss, strike 2. The dirt on the infield is brand new. They were telling me before the game that it bounces very, very fairly now. The 1-2 is fouled off, and it's still 1-2. Outfield has some dips and humps a little bit, but overall a pretty fair field here at Norse Park in Stoughton. The 1-2 is a ground ball towards short, scooped up there. Underhand flip to second for 1. The relay to first is not in time as it was dropped as well. So the lead runner cut down at second, and Blaney's aboard on the fielder's choice. And so Joel Timpson will be the next batter. And he is the extra hitter in the lineup for Stoughton tonight. 1 out, runner at first. Merchants batting in the bottom of the first. And the first pitch from Rice to Timpson is in there for strike 1. Joel Timpson is the batter. And the 0-1 pitch missed a little high and away. Evens the count up. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Jason Brewer, the center fielder's in the on-deck circle for the Merchants. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Runner at first, and the pitch, ground ball up the middle, and that will be through into center field for a base hit. So Blaney to second. Timpson with the first hit of the game. And he is on with a single. So 2 runners on board now for the Merchants. And as mentioned, Jason Brewer is the batter, the center fielder. 1 gone for the Merchants in the bottom half of the first. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners first and second for Stoughton here in the bottom half of the first, and the next pitch is up high. That evens it up at 1. Timpson's at first with a single. Blaney's at second. Cottage Grove defense in a little bit with 1 out. And the 1-1 is fouled out of play, and that, off the red truck over there. That's unfortunate. And it's now 1-2. 1-2 the count now. See, having done this a long time ago, I parked about a 3/4 of a block down the way to avoid those potential issues. 1-2 with runners at first and second for the Merchants. And Brewer fouls off the next pitch, hits right off the pipe of the backstop, and ricochets back out halfway between home and the mound. Derek Rice, the pitching for the Firemen tonight. He'll be the first batter up in the top half of the next inning in the second. 1-2 the count. Delivers home. High pop up on the infield on a breezy night. It drifts over into foul territory, and it falls harmlessly foul. And caroms away in a roll over toward the fence. So no harm, no foul. Well, no harm and a foul there. And so it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Jason Brewer. And this is a drive out in the left center field. This one's going to go a mile, but coming over to make the catch is a center fielder. And made a long run to make that catch and put it away. Great job by him out in center field. Everybody else on the base paths scatters back. And there are now 2 down for the Merchants here in the bottom of the first. Alex Johnson comes up next, and he is the catcher for the Merchants tonight. So 2 gone. Runners first and second. And first pitch is a ground ball, roller on the infield toward first. He scoops it up, goes over, steps on first base, and that retires the side. But there was a hit. No errors, 2 left, and we head to the top half of the second inning, and it's Stoughton nothing and Cottage Grove nothing. Coming up for Cottage Grove in the top of the second inning, and we apologize because we weren't provided a roster ahead of time with full names, so I can only give you what I got. And that is Derek Rice, Dylan M., and Andrew will be the first 3 batters coming up for the Firemen in the top half of the second inning. Thursday night league of home talent baseball on WSTO TV tonight. Glad to have you along with us. Breezy, still hazy from the Canadian wildfires here in the southern part of Wisconsin. Comfortable, certainly. 71 degrees at game time here in Stoughton. But we've got a healthy breeze out of the northeast at about between 10 and 15 miles an hour. So we saw that in that last half inning where that foul ball behind first base was well inside the line, but then the wind just caught it and pushed it into foul territory, and the first baseman overran it trying to play it. Here's a throw down to second, and we're ready to go in the second for baseball in this Thursday night Home Talent League game. Pitcher Derek Rice will stand in. Cottage Grove went 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning. And the first pitch is right down the heart, and it's strike one. Ground out and 2 strikeouts in the first. Next pitch is right down the heart again, now 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is a ground ball back up the middle towards short on about a 4-hopper bobbled. Now throw to first, and it is in time for out number 1. So nice play by Carson Hansen, the shortstop for the Merchants, to stay with it. And get the throw across, even with a bobble on top of that. So Dylan M. is the batter now for Cottage Grove and takes the first pitch way up high, and it is 1-0. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt and a good stop by the Stoughton catcher. Next pitch, big swing and a miss, and it is now 2-1. Two and one to Dillon. 1 out, base is empty. Big hack again, and it's now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the 2-2 pitch lifted high down the right field line, but just pulled foul. And so he'll have to come back and do it again. So 2-2 the count. And Dillon back to the plate to try again off the slicing foul ball. The 2-2 pitch again goes the same way and gets the same result, only a little further toward the fence, so the count stays 2-2. Wind blowing that way from left to right across the field, and so any slicing ball out toward the right field line is going to have a difficult time staying in fair territory. 310 feet down the lines here at Norse Park in Stoughton, 340 in the alleys and 370 to straightaway center. And the 2-2 pitch missed just outside, and that runs the count full now. It's 3-2. Cottage Grove has not had a base runner yet tonight. And the payoff pitch is a ground ball back up the middle towards short. Oh, and that sneaks underneath the glove of the shortstop out into center field. And he will be aboard with a hit. Yes? Yes. We're going to go with a hit on that. So Dillon's aboard. Andrew is the next batter. Runner at first with 1 out. And the first pitch to him is a little bit low for ball 1. 1-0 the count with 1 out. Dylan M., the shortstop for Cottage Grove, is out at first base. And the 1-0 is lifted high in the air, and that's going to be back toward the backstop. It stays in play, but no play on it, and that's a foul ball, so it's 1-1. Cottage Grove with their first base runner of the ball game tonight. That's Dylan. He's standing over at first base off of a slow rolling seeing eye single, we'll call it, through the middle of the field, right underneath the shortstop's glove. 1-1 pitch coming from Stoughton, and that's up high. It's 2-1. Next pitch, foul ball, and bobbled by the first base coach. And on top of that, Andrew snapped his bat, so he kind of throws his hand up in disgust and says, uh-oh, time to go get a new piece of lumber. Ethan Seymour is the pitcher for Stoughton tonight. And a full count now, 3-2. Three balls, two strikes, full count, 1 out. Runner at first for Cottage Grove, batting here in the top of the second, way up high, and that is ball 4. So Dylan heads to second. Andrew now on first with the walk, and Pierce E. will be the next batter. 2 on for Cottage Grove. Stoughton defense comes in at the corners, and the first pitch high across the bill of the cap, and it's 1-0. Tyler and then Taylor are the next two, should we get that far. Dylan's at second, Andrew at first on the walk, and the next pitch inside, it's 2-0. Scoreless in the top half of the second inning. There's 1 out, 2 on for the Cottage Grove Firemen here in the top of the second. The 2-0 pitch stays high, and it's 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, runners first and second. And the 3-2 pitch on its way. 3-0 pitch, I should say. And the throw down to first. Not quite there to get the runner at first. But it's a 3-1 count. It's a strike called at the plate. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 gone. 3-1, right down the heart of the plate again, now 3-2. So the payoff pitch on its way, swing and a miss, strike 3. That is Seymour's 3rd strikeout tonight, 2nd out of the inning. Tyler C. is the batter. First pitch is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Seymour's going to just trot over. He'll take it himself, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left for Cottage Grove there in the top half of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second with a scoreless game. And coming up for Stoughton, it'll be Jelinski, Carson Hansen, and Roger Cardenas here into the bottom of the second. So we go to the bottom of the second inning, and Ed Jelinski, the third baseman, will be the first batter. A nice, pleasant evening here in Stoughton. A little bit of a breeze. Well, actually, a lot of a bit of a breeze. If we look up at the top of the trees, they're swaying pretty good. But a comfortable night for baseball here in the middle part of June, about a week or so before the start of the summer season. I think I misspoke when we were talking about the records, or at least the results. Stoughton, again, lost to Fort Atkinson 11-1 on May 25th, and they evened up their season mark, beating Cottage Grove 12-7 2 weeks ago on the 1st of June. And Ed Jelinski will stand in for the Merchants here on this Thursday night as we get ready for the bottom half of the second inning. And the first pitch to him, fastball that is outside, ball one. Next pitch, liner towards second. Oh, and right through the wickets. Took an odd hop and right through the wickets of the second baseman, so that will put Jelinski on with an error on the second baseman. And so the Merchants have their leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom of the second, and Carson Hansen will be the batter. First pitch to him is off the plate, and then a slow roller over here toward the third base dugout where the Merchants are. Strike one. Our station banner that we had hung outside our window has been evicted by the breeze. And here's a fly ball center field. And that's tailing away, and that's going to drop for a base hit. And now the runner at first had to delay coming in to second to see if anybody was going to catch it. So Jelinski is going to be put out 8-6, center field to shortstop. So he's out there, and Hansen is aboard on the single. So Hansen on first with the single. Jelinski's out, so still a runner at first, but now one out. The first pitch is in there for a strike to Roger Cardenas, and it's 0-1 with one out. Roger, number 29, the first baseman for the Merchants. Next pitch, big cut, missed, and it's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And this is lifted high in the air, and that, one hop, 2 hops. I think it might have just skipped over a car that was coming up the street. Wow. Luck was on his side tonight. And now it's still 0-2 with a runner at first. Here's a ground ball between first and second. That's in the right field for a base hit. And everybody stays put where they are. So Hansen to second. Cardenas to first on the second consecutive hit. And so runners now at first and second for the Merchants with 1 out.
The guy with no hat. Wow.
First pitch there is a ball, so it's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, high and no, they call it a strike. Now it's 1-1. And the ball gets away from the pitcher on the throwback. So an errant throw. Hansen goes over to third. So now runners at the corners on the second error of the inning. Swing and a miss. 1-2. And chased high heat again, and that is a strikeout. As Leighton Hart goes down on strikes. That is the second out of the inning. And Eric Venegas is the batter. Runners first and third for the Merchants with 2 gone. Next pitch gets by the catcher. Here comes a run in on the wild pitch, and the Merchants have a lead. So Hansen scores from third. Cardenas goes out to second on the wild pitch. And it's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike on Venegas. Runner at second. Next pitch high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is off the end of his bat and bounds foul at the plate, so it's now even at 2-2. Cardenas out at second. He reached on a single, the second single of the inning. There were 2 errors in the inning as well. 2-2 pitch, ground ball toward third, and that bounces through. And they're going to send, I thought they were going to send Cardenas home, but they leave him at third. So he's at third, Venegas at first. That's the 3rd hit of the inning, and the 4th overall. Runner goes towards second. Here's a throw down to third, and not in time to get him. So Venegas trots is what I'm trying to say, down to second on the indifference, or the throw over to third. 2 gone. Runners now second and third for the Merchants. That was outside, so it's 1-1 now as we are back to the top of the order in Caleb Herbst, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Next pitch low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike is a count. Runners second and third for the Merchants. In the bottom of the second, and a run is in. Down the heart of the plate, that evens a count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Merchants half of the second inning here tonight. And the 2-2. Kind of lunged his bat out, and that is a foul ball by not very much. It just turned foul just past the outfield grass, or just past the infield dirt, depending upon your perspective, and the count stays 2-2. Two pitch again. Ooh, it looked close, but a little bit low, and that runs the count full at 3-2. So the runners will be going. And the payoff is low for ball 4. So that loads them up. That is the first walk issued by Cottage Grove tonight. And now here's Connor Blaney, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. First pitch is a tip at the plate, strike 1. Bases loaded. Cardenas is at third, Venegas at second, Herbst at first. Next pitch outside, 1-1. Bases all full of Merchants now with 1 run in this bottom of the second already. And the 1-1. High fly ball into shallow center field. The center fielder tripped a couple of times, and a diving catch made by the shortstop to retire the side. But in the inning for Stoughton, there was 1 run on 3 hits. There were 2 Cottage Grove errors, and the Merchants leave the bases loaded. We head to the top half of the third. Our score, Stoughton 1 and Cottage Grove nothing. We head to the top half of the third inning. The Cottage Grove Firemen trailing 1-0 to the homestanding Stoughton Merchants here on this night league game of Home Talent League Baseball. Taylor A., Ryan Knutson, and James Cullison will be the first 3 batters coming up for the Firemen here in the top of the third. Stoughton scoring their run in the last half inning. And we get ready for the third now. Ethan Seymour remains on the mound for the Merchants here tonight. And again, we mentioned that we were not given a full roster with full names, so we're working kind of with what we got. And this is Taylor A. at the plate. And the first pitch to him is a little high for ball 1. Top of the third inning here from Norse Park in Stoughton. And the 1-0 pitch is called strike 1. One, a little bit high. 2-1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Ethan Seymour is the pitcher for the Merchants tonight, and the 2-1 bounces about a foot in front of the plate and caroms off a body and back to the backstop. 3-1. Ethan, this is his second year as a Merchant. Originally from St. Anthony, Minnesota. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors so far for the Merchants. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Firemen. And the next pitch missed, and that is ball 4. I was concerned for myself because he didn't move after the pitch. I thought we were off by 1 or 2. So a walk to Taylor. That's a second walk of the night issued by Seymour. And now the extra hitter, Ryan Knutson, is the batter for the Cottage Grove Firemen. First pitch to him is low, skips through and behind the catcher. He can't find it. It's all the way back here at the backstop. Taylor makes a big wide turn at second, but ends up staying there on the wild pitch. So Cottage Grove with nobody out, looking to try and even this ball game up tonight as they trail currently 1-0. But now they have a runner at second with nobody out. The 1-0 is a little high, 2-0. Still a bit of a breeze here tonight. Very comfortable though. Could be 90 degrees still at this hour, but fortunately here's a little slow roller towards second, scooped up there, throw to first in time, and Knudsen out on the ground ball. So one gone there. And Taylor moves over to third base on the throw. And now we go back to the top of the order. James Cullison will be the batter for Cottage Grove, and he is 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to second base in the first inning. First pitch, swinging, back towards second again, and he tripped, fell down, and this will be a throw, and that gets away. Now they race back toward the bag. He is going to be out on the throw, so Taylor scores. That evens the game. Cullison is going to be out at first on the throw, and an error on the second baseman as well. So first pitch to Dylan MC is in there for called strike one. So now the game is tied. It's 1-1. There's strike two. Base is empty for Cottage Grove now with 2 out. Next pitch is low, 1-2. Kind of a comedy of errors that last sequence. Second baseman for Stoughton stumbled, reached back, knocked the ball down. On his throw, it sailed wide of first. But Cullison had made a wide turn toward second, and by the time he realized what was going on, he couldn't get back to first base in time, so they were able to tag him out. 2-2 in there right down the middle, called strike three, and that retires the side. So there was one run, no hits, there was a Merchant error, and nobody left. We go to the bottom half of the third inning in this night league ball game between Stoughton and Cottage Grove, all tied up at 1. Coming up for the Merchants here in the bottom half of the third, it'll be Joel Timpson, Jason Brewer, and Alex Johnson, the first three batters due up. So that would be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Merchants here tonight. Nice to see fans here at Norse Park on this, what will likely be, by the time this game is done, a very chilly Thursday night with the wind and lower temperatures than what we might expect in this time of the year. So Joel Timpson will be the first batter for the Merchants here in the third, and he singled his first time up in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1 on this Thursday night. And Rice remains on the mound for Cottage Grove, and the first pitch from him is lifted high in the air, center field. Wind knocks it down, easy play out there, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Stoughton, and we'll see what Jason Brewer does as he comes up. He flied to center field in the first inning as well, and so he's 0 for 1 this evening. It's a big hack and miss, strike 1. Brewer's the center fielder for the Merchants. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Pitch on its way, and that skips away from the catcher, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Bases empty for the Merchants here in the bottom of the third, and this pitch is lifted high in the air. Look out, Brandon. That's heading Brandon, our camera guy, down the first base line. And that ball bounces, takes about 6 hops, caroms into some garbage cans in the house over there across the street, and it's now 1-2. Next pitch outside, 2-2. Somebody will either have a souvenir or somebody will have a new toy for their dog over there across the street. 2-2 pitch, big high chopper picked up at third, backhanded, quick throw to first, takes a hop into the grass, and Brewer aboard on an infield single, we'll call it. Seventh hit of the night for the Merchants. Runner on first with 1 out. Alex Johnson, the catcher, is now up for the Merchants. First pitch outside, 1-0. One out, 1-1 game, bottom half of the third inning. Check to swing, should have gone, and it's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Chased after one up high. Count now 1-2 to the Merchants catcher. And the 1-2. Check to swing that time. Kind of a little excuse me swing as it rolls wide of the first base coach past the fireman's dugout. Count stays 1-2. And called strike 3. That is Rice's second strikeout of the night. He had 1 in the second inning, now 1 here in the third, so there's 2 gone. And Ed Jelinski is the batter for the Merchants. He reached on an error in the second. First pitch in there, strike 1. We're in a park setting, so I would expect to see birds, and there's one now on the backstop kind of staring at us, wondering what's going on. Here's a grounder right through the 5-hole at first base, and that'll be a hit. Here comes a throw over to third, and not in time, and he stays on the third base, on the bag at third base. So Brewer goes around second. He gets to third. Jelinski aboard on the hit, and that puts runners at the corners again, and Stoughton may be in business here in the bottom of the third, but there are 2 gone. 5-hole. Hockey term. 2 gone. 1-1 game, and the First pitch to Carson Hansen, who singled his last time up and is also responsible for the only Merchants score of the night, is the batter. First pitch to him was a ball, and here's a big chopper by third. They got it there. Here's a throw across, not in time. Run scores. Merchants have the lead again. It's 2-1. So Brewer scores. Jelinski to second. Carson aboard on the hit. 9th hit of the game. So now it's 2-1 Stoughton. And Roger Cardenas is the batter, the first baseman for the Merchants, and the first pitch to him, just above the belt, 1-0. Merchants have had a lot of hits already tonight in the first 3 innings. They've got 9 hits by our count. Next pitch is a towering fly ball out in the left center field, and this will be down for a hit. 1 more run scores. Here comes a second one. Now they put the stop sign up, and Hansen will retreat back to third. So a big hit there. Jelinski scores. Hansen to third. Cardenas to second on the first extra base hit of the night. And it's now 3-1 Merchants. For 0, Leighton Hart will be the next batter, the second baseman. 2 out. 2 in for the Merchants, and the first pitch on its way. You know, during this U.S. Open week in golf, that was a 5-iron, I think, and it's 0-1. 0-1 pitch, ground ball toward third, scooped up there, a couple of hops, long throw across, in time, out number 3, but the Merchants scored 2 times on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 2 left. We go to the top half of the 4th inning, and it's now Stoughton 3 and Cottage Grove 1. Coming up for Cottage Grove, the firemen here in the top half of the 4th inning. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Brady Killer, Derek Rice, and Dylan M. So the correct line score at the moment, 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Merchants, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for the firemen. And the first pitch is in for strike 1 to the third baseman for Cottage Grove, Brady Killer. He struck out his first time up to end the first inning. 0-1 pitch, ground ball towards short. Started in, scooted back, throw to first in time, out number 1. So 1 gone. Pitcher Rice comes up next. Looks like Cottage Grove has a new pitcher warming up down the right field line. Rice grounded out to short to start the 2nd inning and takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Base is empty for the Cottage Grove Firemen. Batting here in the top half of the fourth inning. High and outside, 2-0. Breeze kicking up again, coming in and across the field from left to right. This one lifted high in the air on the infield, and a nice catch made by the third baseman for Stoughton, Jelinski, and that's out number 2. Two gone for the Firemen. Dylan M. is the next batter. He has the only Cottage Grove hit of the night. That coming on a single his last time, and only time up for that matter, in the second inning. Here's a drive out toward right, and that's going to drop for base hit. So he is one of the Firemen's shining stars of the evening, as that is his second hit in as many at-bats. Runner at first with 2 gone. Andrew is the next batter, 23, the left fielder for Cottage Grove. And the first pitch to him is sent that way, and that'll drop for a base hit. And now runners at first and second with 2 outs. As Cottage Grove looks to maybe start a little rally here in the fourth inning, trying to get back into this one, trailing 3-1 after I almost said it, but I didn't. After Stoughton, not my current city, but after Stoughton scored 2 in the third inning. Pierce E. the batter now, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0, 2 gone, 2 on. Andrews at first, Dylan M. at second. Next pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 1. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Merchants. 1 run now, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Firemen tonight. Next pitch is a strike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, a late swing, strike 3. So that is that. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for Cottage Grove in the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom half of the fourth inning, and the Stoughton Merchants leading this one 3-1. I know we've mentioned it a couple of times already tonight, but we were not given a roster with full names for Cottage Grove, so we're just kind of going with what we have. But they have a new pitcher now, and his name is Sam, and he is number 4 on the mound for Cottage Grove now. So we will talk about Sam as he launches his practice pitches. He was the one warming up down the right field line a little while ago. I suppose having at least a first name is better than having no names, and I can just call him Hey You or something. I don't know if that would be any fun. Yeah. Or I'm reminded I could just call him by his number, I suppose, but we'll go with Sam for now. Cottage Grove has James, Aaron, and Sam as extra players tonight if they need them. And now Sam, the aforementioned number 4, is the Firemen's new pitcher. Venegas, Herbst, and Blaney coming up for the Merchants here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. First pitch, great big huge cut. Caught a little bitty piece of it, but a foul ball, and it's 0-1. Venegas singled back in the 2nd, so he is 1 for 1 this evening. And the 0-1 pitch is a little high, 1-1. Stoughton scored no runs in the 1st. They scored 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd to get their 3 runs. Next pitch is lifted high in the air and down the left field line. Foul ball out of play, and it's now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch right down the heart, and that is called strike 3. 1 gone for the Merchants in the bottom of the 4th. That is the 3rd strikeout by Cottage Grove pitching tonight. And we head to the top of the order now, and this is Caleb Herbst, the right fielder. And he was hit by a pitch in the 1st. He walked in the 2nd. Walked in the 2nd. 1 out. First pitch is low for ball 1. Next pitch, little outside, 2-0. 1 out, nobody on for the Merchants here in the 4th. Stoughton leading 3-1. Next pitch up high, 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch missed outside, and it looked like Herbst was ready to take a walk even before the ball got to the catcher, as he saw that to be outside, and the umpire agreed, and so off he goes down to first. Connor Blaney is the next batter. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st. Popped out to the shortstop in the 2nd. Fly ball out into left field, and that is caught down there. And so that is out number 2. This is a great facility here. The only inconvenience is we can't see the left field corner, but I suppose all things considered, being comfortable and out of any potential weather problems, I'm okay with that. Batter now is Joel Timpson, and the first pitch to him is a ball. It's 1-0. 2 gone. Runner at first for Stoughton here in the 4th. And the pitch missed inside. Snap throw down to first, not in time, as Herbst dives belly first back into the bag. 2-0 the count with 2 out. Runner goes. Here's a ground ball pulled foul down the third base line. And the hit and run on. Stoughton looking for maybe a little insurance run there, as Herbst will have to retreat back to first. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Joel Timpson. Jason Brewer stands in the on-deck circle for the Merchants. 2-1 pitch, way up high, and it's 3-1 now. Throwback got past the pitcher, and everybody stays put. Actually, the only runner stays put. Runner at first with 2 out for the Merchants here in the 4th. Runner goes. Fly ball down the left field line, and it is foul again, and that will run the count full at 3-2. Heard somebody in the crowd bark, "That way, straighten it out a little bit, get it back inside the white lines, and we'll be back in business here." Merchants runner at first. And the payoff pitch coming. The kick, the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends that. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to the 5th. It's Stoughton 3 and Cottage Grove 1. I said close the door, don't slam the door. Nice to have you with us tonight on WSTO TV and WSTO .TV, for that matter. And all the apps. 3-1, Stoughton leading over Cottage Grove here on the Night League of Home Talent League Baseball. Tyler C., Taylor A., and Ryan Knutson would be the first 3 batters due up for the Firemen here as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Swiftly moving game. We're already 4 complete innings deep, and we're only an hour and 7 minutes in. First pitch a little high to Tyler, and that is ball 1. Tyler grounded out to the Merchants pitcher to end the 2nd inning. Next pitch misses outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, and the pitch, strike 1. The 2-1 pitch on its way, and a reach and a weakish swing evens the count up now at 2-2. Two flared out in the left center field, and that drops in for a base hit. So Tyler gets the Firemen on base here with their 4th hit of the game. And now it's Taylor A., the right fielder for Cottage Grove. As he stands in, he walked his first time up, went to second on a wild pitch, as this one is low, it's 1-0. And he represents the only score of the game so far for the Firemen. Strike one. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Nobody out. Runner at first for the Firemen here in the top of the fifth. And here's a little flare on the infield collected by the shortstop on a line drive, and that is out number one. So Taylor now 0 for 1 on the night, and here comes Ryan Knutson. And Ryan grounded out to the second baseman to record the first out of the third inning, so he's 0 for 1 tonight. Runner at first with one gone. And here's a line drive, a slicing ball that drops in for a hit out to right field, and now runners first and second for Cottage Grove. This time with one out. They had it with 2 outs in the last inning. And perhaps more importantly, we head to the top of the order again. James Cullison is the batter, and he's 0 for 1 tonight. Nope, I lied, 0 for 2, as he grounded out in the first, reached on an error in the third. 1 out, 2 on for Cottage Grove, who trails by 2. And that kind of an odd-looking swing as he took a little bunny hop before he took a cut at it. Strike one. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And that's fouled off at the plate. May have caught a piece of him as well, as he kind of hobbles out of the batter's box and grimaces and stands back in. 0-2 now. Pitch misses inside, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Knutson at first. Tyler C. at second. Here's a roller past the first baseman out into right field. That may score a run. Here comes a throw to the plate. It will be not in time. And that'll be runners at the corners now for the Firemen as they cut the lead down. It's now 3-2. That is already the third hit of the inning for Cottage Grove. They have cut the lead down to 3-2, and the batter is Dylan MC. And he has struck out his 2 times up. Here's a foul ball. Hits the trees, avoids the cars, which is good. The runner was going, by the way, from first base. And so he'll have to retreat back to first base there. It's 0-1. Throw down to second, and that is bobbled. That's going to allow to run the score, and we're tied up at 3. So a successful stolen base for Cullison. He gets to second. It's 1-1 at the plate to Dylan, and we have now, well, we now have a tie game at 3. Next pitch misses low and in. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out. Firemen still have a runner at second. Next pitch fouled out of play. That's heading for trees and vehicles and down the street. 1 hop, 2 hops. Everybody gets avoided that time. It's 2-2. 2-2 pitch coming. And that's low and in the dirt. Great stop by the catcher. And so the count is full. 3 hits in the inning for Cottage Grove have led to 2 Firemen runs to tie this game up. Now we're tied at 3. And there is a pitch right down the heart of the plate. And Dillon is down on strikes for the third time tonight, and that's the second out of the inning. Brady Killer is the next batter. He is 0 for 2, struck out in the first, grounded out in the fourth. We'll see what he can do with a teammate out on second base. First pitch to him misses inside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 gone. Runner at second. Fly ball deep into center field. You've got a long run to go over and make the catch and save a game-leading run. But the catch is made out there, and that is that. So, 2-run score on 3 hits. There were no errors, and the Firemen leave 1. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's Stoughton 3, Cottage Grove 3, and this is Home Talent League Baseball on WSTO TV.
All right, how are you? Oh, what's going on? It was beautiful yesterday.
I got a piece. Roll over, buddy. Roll over. Going down. Go, Sam. Attaboy.
Home Talent League Baseball on WSTO continues tonight as we have a tie game, 3-3 between Stoughton and Cottage Grove. Jason Brewer, Alex Johnson, and Ed Jelinski will be the first 3 batters coming up for the Merchants here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Merchants scored 1 run in the second. They scored 2 in the third to get their 3 runs, and Cottage Grove scored 1 in the third and 2 in that last half inning in the 5th. So we'll see what the Merchants can muster here in the bottom half of the 5th. And the first pitch to Brewer is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Jason 1 for 2 this evening. He singled his last time around and scored in the 3rd inning. Next pitch high and in. Evens count, it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that misses inside as well. It's 2-1. Ground ball foul. 2-2. Oh, Jason Brewer, now my favorite player ever. His favorite show is The Price is Right. Way to go, Jason. A+ for you, man. Here's a little flare out in the shallow center field. My new favorite player has just scored a hit. Good for him. Also, a graduate of the University of Wyoming. He's a Cowboy. Alex Johnson, the next batter. Johnson takes the first pitch at the knees, called strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch lifted way up high in the air. That would be a rainmaker if we had clouds. Catch made on just on the outfield grass, and that's by the shortstop. So out number 1 for the Merchants. Johnson now 0 for 3 tonight. And Ed Jelinski will be the next batter. He is 1 for 2, singled and scored in the third inning. First pitch to him, called, strike one. Jelinski was born in New York, went to the Horace Mann School in the Bronx. That pitch, well, he shrugged away, but it's called strike two, I think it is. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Oh, chased one up high, and that is sent into center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Right fielder overran it, but it didn't go anywhere. It wasn't deep enough for anybody to kind of move forward. So my favorite player, Jason Brewer, moves to second, and Jelinski's on first with a hit. 2 hits in the inning for the Merchants now. 10th overall for the game. And Carson Hansen will be the batter. Carson 2 for 2 tonight, 2 singles, and a run scored. First pitch low, ball 1. 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Merchants. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Firemen. But Stoughton looking to make something happen here in the 5th. Swing and a miss, 1-1. As the Firemen scored 2 to tie the game in the top half of this inning. But the Merchants have 2 aboard here in the bottom half of the 5th. A little slow curveball misses way up high and in, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Brewers at second, Jelinski at first. Fastball, little slow roller on the infield, but they're going to call it foul at the plate, so that will make the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. 3-3 our score. And the 2-2 pitch. Slow curveball got him to chase it, and that is strike 3. So that's the first time that Carson has not reached base tonight, and that will be the second out of the inning. Roger Cardenas will be the next batter. He's got a single in the first. No, he doesn't either. He's got a single in the second and a double in the third, so he is 2 for 2 on this evening. Fastball low, 1-0. Merchants looking to get the lead back here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. After giving it up, they had a 2-run lead, but Cottage Grove scored 2 in the top half. That one missed inside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is lifted high, shallow center field. Everybody's on their horse, and it's bobbled and finally caught by the second baseman. A terrific play out there. Tyler C. making a circus catch back behind second base to potentially save at least 1 run. And so an unfortunate turn of events there for the Merchants, but great for the Firemen. In the 5th for Stoughton, they scored no runs on 3 make it 2 hits, no errors, and they left 2 on base. We head to the top half of the 6th inning. It's the Merchants 3 and the Firemen 3, and you're watching Home Talent League Baseball on WSTO. So Eric Venegas will be the new pitcher for the Merchants as we head to the 6th inning. This is his first year as a Merchant. He's originally from Venezuela. Loves basketball and soccer. So Venegas will be on the mound now for the Merchants as we go to the 6th inning. And Sam, who came in for the original, or the starting pitcher, Derek Rice, will be the first batter. Dylan M. and then Andrew will be the first three up, or due up for the Firemen. And the first pitch swinging, fly ball right field. That falls in for a base hit. And Sam, on his first at-bat, has a one-pitch single. Although now that I think about it, I would imagine that any single would be one pitch, because you can't do a two-pitch single. Look at me figuring things out all by myself. Dylan M. is the new batter. Runner at first, and a strike called. Merchants and Firemen tied at 3, top half of the 6th inning. Fastball missed low and away, 1-1 now. The 1-1 pitch coming. Off speed, missed a little inside, 2-1. Two balls, one strike. The next pitch, swing and a miss, kind of an inside-out swing that was, and it's now 2-2. Next pitch fouled out of play and hits a branch and comes right straight down. Next Merchants Thursday night game will be on June 22nd at Fisher Field when they take on Jefferson. And then their next home game will be here at Norris Park on July 6th against Albion, and then the following week, the 13th, against Cambridge. Next pitch low and in. It's now full, 3-2. Full count. And catches the inside corner. Here's a throw down to second, and that bounces off the bag and into center field. So we've got a strike him out, stolen base here, as Sam ends up at second on a stolen base. Dylan's out on a strikeout. So there's one out, and Andrew will be the next batter for the Firemen. Runner at second with one out. Firemen looking to take the lead for the first time. First pitch called, strike one. Andrew singled his last time up in the 4th, walked in the 2nd. Venegas wheels and threatens to throw back toward second base, where Sam is lurking and dancing around. 0-1 pitch in there again, called strike 2. And I should also, let's see. Fouled at the plate. Count stays 0-2. So I am not sure how I got this far off, but this is Dylan MC who's actually batting right now, but he batted 3 players ago. Or his spot in the lineup was 3 players ago anyway. And I guess one way or the other, he just struck out. So, bye. Mess up my book, you can go sit down. Pierce E., who's in the proper batting spot that I have him in my book, we'll let him bat, and he takes the first pitch inside ball 1. Mess around with my techniques, that's what you get. Go sit down. Pitch high and away, high and in, it's 2-0. Yeah, I just said that, didn't I? I kind of said it out loud too, didn't I? Oh dear. Oh well. 2-0, pitch is inside, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch is fouled back to the screen, 3-1. 2 out, runner at second. Sam is out at second base. Next pitch, fastball in there for a called strike. Now, count is even or full at 3-2. And the payoff pitch, fouled out of play. Oh no, he's, I guess, look at me being blind now at this late hour. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So struck out the side did Venegas after a leadoff single, and they strand a runner at second. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, still tied at 3, and this is Home Talent League Baseball on WSTO TV. I promise the next inning I'll figure myself out.
Go sit down. You messed my book up.
First 3 batters due up for the Stoughton Merchants as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Leighton Hart, Eric Venegas, and back to the top of the order then Caleb Herbst will be the first 3. Mentioned it earlier, if you're not familiar with Norse Park, we're in a very residential neighborhood. And I'm seeing a couple of different things that you would not see at probably many other fields. We've got somebody walking a dog down the street just over to our right. I saw a jogger over on the main street over a little block and a half away, and had one lone body out past the outfield fence with a lawn chair out there watching the proceedings tonight. So the Merchants come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning in a game tied at 3. Glad to have you along with us for Home Talent League Baseball tonight. First pitch low to Leighton, and it is 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, up high, 2-0. 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Merchants. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Firemen. Here's a big chopper over toward thirds. collected there. Long throw across in time by about a half a step, and Leighton Hart is out on the ground out 5-3. Well, it's actually about 7:30, but nonetheless. One out, bases empty for the Merchants, and Eric Venegas is the next batter. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. And the first pitch to him in there for strike one. Venegas took over as pitcher in the last half inning for the Merchants. Caleb Herbst, top of the order, coming up next for Stoughton as the next pitch is outside. To even the count, it's 1-1. And this one's lifted high in the air in right field. Oh, basket catch made as he came in, maybe lost it in this dusk hour, and able to make the catch out there anyway, and that's out number 2. So back to the top of the order now for Stoughton, and it will be Caleb Herbst, the right fielder, and he was hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the second, walked in the fourth. First pitch swinging, and that's a sharply hit ball down the right field line. Umpire, first baseman, everybody ducking out of the way, and it ends up wedged along the fence down there. It's 0-1. That one's fouled back out of play, and it's now 0-2. I've discovered that I should probably keep my eyes on the ball here because it is difficult at this hour to kind of watch where it's going. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So, a 1-2-3 inning, the first time tonight for the Merchants. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the top of the 7th. And it's the Firemen 3 and the Merchants 3 on Home Talent League Baseball Night League on WSTO TV.
Are you going to play taking out the ball game in the next half inning? You don't?
My first time was 4-4 games.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I don't know anything about baseball.
Yeah, you did.
But you're learning by listening to music.
Yeah, it's honestly helpful.
Home Talent League Baseball tonight, 3-3 our score between the Stoughton Merchants and the Cottage Grove Firemen, and it's going to be Aaron, Taylor A., and Ryan Knutson, the first 3 batters, due up for the Cottage Grove Firemen. First pitch to Aaron in there for strike 1. Very proud of myself too now because I saw he's not supposed to be batting in this spot. It was a different person, but I was able to catch it before I made a complete blunder of myself again. So, yay me. 0-2. See, I told you I would get myself back together in the next half inning. Fouled off at the plate. Still 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, hit him off the foot. So leadoff batter aboard for the Firemen, and Taylor A. is the batter. Taylor walked in the third, popped out to the shortstop to start the, he was the second batter, but still got the first out of the third inning. fifth inning. First pitch low, ball 1. Cottage Grove scored 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, and that's where we are at the moment for them. Ground ball up the middle. And everybody's going to be safe. Nobody covering second on the cross right in front of the bag. So Aaron goes to second. Taylor is at first, and I think you got to almost give him an error on that. So that will be in E4. Ryan Knutson is a batter. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Nobody out. Runners first and second for Cottage Grove. First pitch taking, strike 1. An errant throw back to the pitcher got away from Venegas, and nobody able to advance. Pitch high and in. Now 1-1. Runners first and second for Cottage Grove here in the top of the 7th inning. The 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. Nobody out. Leadoff batter was hit by a pitch, and then Taylor reached on an error of the second baseman for Stoughton. The 2-1, high fly ball, right field, back, up against the fence, and this is going to be for extra bases. 1 run's going to score, and Taylor's going to round third. He's going to be held up there, and a long single results in a run scored for Cottage Grove. It's now 4-3. So Knutson gets his second consecutive hit and sends one way out into right field. Bounced up against short hopped against the fence out there. And so a run has scored, and Cottage Grove has the lead for the first time tonight. They now lead 4-3. And we go back to the top of the order. James Cullison will be the batter. He's 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch missed outside, 1-0. Cottage Grove looking to get even on the season with Stoughton as the Merchants beat them 12-7 back earlier in the season. Next pitch was outside, 2-0 now. Cottage Grove with their first lead tonight, 4-3 now. Runner goes from first, check to swing up high, no throw, and so runners will be at second and third with nobody out, and it's 3 balls and no strikes on Cullison. And that missed inside, so that's ball 4. So now the Merchants really in a pickle as they have bases, defensively anyway, they've got the bases loaded with nobody out. And this, now I found out where Tyler C. went. So Tyler C., who had previously been in the 8 spot, is the next batter, and he is 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch to him, strike 1. Bases all full of Cottage Grove players, nowhere else to put him. And that one is a sharply hit foul ball. And an ooh and an ah suggests that maybe a vehicle was hit or something. 0-2 the count. Hopefully not yours. Yep. And the 0-2, way up high, 1-2. Merchants defense all the way in on the infield grass, looking to prevent another run. One already in here in the top of the 7th. Cottage Grove leading 4-3. Next pitch missed inside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases all loaded for Cottage Grove. Cullison at first, Knutson at second, Taylor A at third, and there is called strike 3. So that's helpful. 1 out for the firemen now here in the 7th. Brady Killer's the batter. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, ground out, fly out. He's run the gamut in outs so far. And takes the first pitch for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. High and tight. And the 1-1 ground ball. Nice stop by the first baseman. Steps on the bag for 1, throws home, not in time. So another run scores. So a sharply hit ball by Brady is knocked down. He's out 3 unassisted. And then we've got Taylor scoring from third to put the second run across here in the top of the 7th. And everybody else moves up. So Knutson to third. Cullison to second. 2 gone. And Sam should be the batter. He is. And the first pitch popped way up high in the air. That's going to be trouble and will fall just in front of a couple of fans. Foul ball out of play, 0-1. Very disappointed at the effort that they didn't try to catch that. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out, but more importantly, 2 runs in for Cottage Grove here in the top of the 7th. They now have a 5-3 lead. Runners second and third. Next pitch outside, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So now the defense will move back with 2 outs. Normal depth. Still in on the infield grass here on the third base side. The 1-2. Fastball chopped at the plate and fouled, and count stays 1-2. Hit by a pitch, an error, a walk, stolen base. Here's a ground ball. Oh, great stop at third. Throw a long throw across, and they get him on the tag, and that saves another run. Oh, boy, what a great play there. And that is out number 3. But the firemen scored twice on 1 hit. There was an error, and they leave 2 on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's now Cottage Grove 5 and the Merchants 3. And this is Home Talent League Baseball on WSTO TV.
this is only Thursday night games are only 7-inning games. So I think if Stoughton doesn't score at least 2, then we're done.
What do you need? Eddie, can you just come here?
So we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's Cottage Grove 5 and Stoughton 3. Connor Blaney, Joel Timpson, and Jason Brewer will be the first 3 batters for the Merchants. 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up against the Cottage Grove pitcher Sam. First pitch, ground ball toward third. Couple of hops there. Picked up, throws across the field in time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. That is 2 5s. That's 6 in a row that have been retired for the Merchants. Not what you need when you're down by 2 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Last inning, by the way, for Thursday night games. Joel Thimpson is the batter. And he'll take a first pitch, fly ball out toward center field. And that catch is made, and that's out number 2. I have confidence in my favorite batter now, or my favorite player, Price is Right fan, who's batting now, Jason Brewer.
Hey, let's go now. Finish it.
2 gone. First pitch low, ball 1.
Come on, Sam. Good pitch. That boy. That's all right. Good spot.
Next pitch a little low and in, 2-0 the count. 2 out, nobody on. Stoughton trailing 5-3. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Ooh, chased after one. Now it's 2-2.
Come on, Sam. Move on. Hey, bring it down home. Let's go.
Merchants down to their last strike in this one. With a 2-2 count, 2 out, nobody on. And there is strike 3. So this one is in the books. Our final score tonight, the Cottage Grove Firemen win 5-3 over the Stoughton Merchants. And Stoughton falls to 1-2 in night league baseball for the Home Talent League, and they will be taking on Jefferson next Thursday at Fisher Field on June 22nd. Meanwhile, Cottage Grove improves to 1-1, having now split with Stoughton. They lost on June 1st, 12-7, and now win here tonight by a final margin of 5-3. Our final look at the line score: 1 run in the 3rd for the Firemen, 2 in the 5th, and 2 in the top of the 7th. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Cottage Grove. And Stoughton scored 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. They had 3 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. And that is it for tonight's ball game between the Firemen of Cottage Grove and the Merchants of Stoughton. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate you watching. And our next sports broadcast is scheduled for Sunday, which is June 18th, as the Merchants will take on Lake Mills in the Sunday afternoon Home Talent League. That game's scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. Hope you can join us then. So until next time, I'm James Weingard from Norris Park in Stoughton. Our final score tonight, Cottage Grove 5 and Stoughton 3. Thanks so much for being with us. Thanks to our crew. Thanks to you for watching. For more, go online to the website, WSTO.tv, and, of course, all the apps. We'll see you Sunday for more baseball. Till then, good night from Norris Park in Stoughton.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing.